Hello and welcome. This channel explores the hidden patterns that quietly control everyday life. And today, we're talking about something invisible but powerful: predictability, the need to know what comes next. At first, it feels normal, even helpful. Routines, habits, familiar places, familiar people, familiar thoughts. Everything feels safe, controlled, stable. But over time, something changes. That comfort becomes dependency. Your brain starts preferring what it already knows, not because it's better, but because it's predictable, because it requires less effort, less uncertainty, less risk. And slowly, without noticing, you start avoiding anything unfamiliar. New ideas feel uncomfortable. New environments feel stressful. New challenges feel overwhelming. So you stick to what you already understand, even if it's not helping you grow, even if it's making you feel stuck, because predictability feels safe. But here's the problem. Growth is unpredictable. Progress is uncertain. Learning is uncomfortable. And your brain doesn't like any of that. It wants patterns. It wants repetition. It wants certainty. So it pulls you back, again and again, into the same routines, the same thoughts, the same behaviors. And at first, you don't notice, because everything feels normal. But then, you start feeling something else: restlessness, frustration, a sense of being stuck, like nothing is changing, like time is passing, but you're not moving forward. And that's when it gets confusing, because on the surface, you're doing everything right. You're staying consistent. You're following routines. You're avoiding mistakes. But underneath, you're not growing. Because growth requires disruption. It requires stepping into the unknown. And your brain resists that. Not because you're weak, but because it's designed that way. The brain values survival, not growth. And predictability feels like survival. It reduces uncertainty. It minimizes risk. It keeps things under control, but it also keeps things the same. So you end up in a loop: comfort, repetition, stagnation. And the longer you stay there, the harder it becomes to leave. Because unfamiliar things start feeling even more uncomfortable, even more risky, even more difficult. So you avoid them even more, and the cycle continues. But here's the shift. Discomfort is not danger. Uncertainty is not failure. Newness is not a threat. It only feels that way because your brain isn't used to it. And the only way to change that is exposure. Small steps into the unknown. Trying something new, breaking small patterns, interrupting routines. Not all at once, but gradually. Because every time you face something unfamiliar, your brain adapts. It learns. It expands. And what once felt uncomfortable becomes normal. That's how growth happens, not in comfort, but just outside of it, where things feel slightly uncertain, slightly challenging, slightly unfamiliar. So the next time you feel resistance to something new, pause and ask yourself, is this actually dangerous or just unfamiliar? Because most of the time, it's just unfamiliar. And that's exactly where growth begins.